power up that Atari, charge up your walkie-talkies, and grab your bus passes. We're heading to Texas for 1984's Cloak and Dagger. Directed by Richard Franklin and produced and distributed by Universal Pictures, Cloak and Dagger was released on July 13th, 1984 as a double feature with The Last Starfighter. It was released as a single feature about a month later on August 10th. With a runtime just over of about an hour and a half at an hour and 41 minutes. It's based on a short story by Cornwell Woolrich called The Boy Who Cried Murder. And prior to Cloak and Dagger, it was adopted to film 3 other times. Cloak and Dagger follows a little boy, I believe he's about 11, Davy, his friend Kim, and their friend Morris, who runs a gaming store in the mall. Davy is into this game, Cloak and Dagger, and he longs for a real-life Cloak and Dagger mission, and he finds out all too real that the mission he's about to go on involves military plans, assassins, and real life and death. It stars Henry Thomas, who was right off on the heels of his success with E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Cloak and Dagger was actually made for him. It was a starring feature for him because of the success of E.T. and was filmed in San Antonio, Texas, Henry Thomas's hometown, as well as some additional filming in California. Stars Christina Nigra, I believe is how you say her name, his friend Kim. Dabney Coleman plays Davy's father, Hal, I believe his name is, and he also portrays a friend and mentor figure to Davy from Cloak and Dagger game, Jack Flack. Jack Flack is a physical manifestation of this character that Davy is longing to be like, who wants to follow missions. Also stars in an early role William Forsythe. He's credited as Bill Forsythe in the movie credits. He's Morris, the game store manager guy. Also has Michael Murphy as one of the main villains, Rice, who is after Davy, and Robert Dookie, I believe is how you say his name. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Is a police lieutenant who is helping Davy. He starred as Sergeant Reed in the RoboCop franchise. So Davy in Cloak and Dagger comes across, Morris sends him on a routine Cloak and Dagger mission, and Davy is handed a Atari game cartridge and tells him basically don't let them get hold of it. He gives them a number, and he gets the game to Morris to try to help him figure out what's going on. And they figure out that must be the high score you have to achieve to unlock this extra data chip that's in the game that Morris has discovered. Dabney Coleman, Davy's dad, they've lost his mother, his wife, Davy's mother, Dabney Coleman's wife, and he thinks that Davy is getting a little too involved in these games, and maybe his imagination is taken a little too far. So it's just about his misadventures. Jack Flack, again, is this physical manifestation of this character. I went to San Antonio a couple months ago, back in April. I remember seeing Cloak and Dagger on cable back when I was a kid, and I enjoyed the movie then. Did not realize that it had been filmed in San Antonio. So when I was in San Antonio back in April, I went to several filming locations that are actually still there. You had the Riverwalk, the Riverboat Tour, Caseria Mexican Restaurant. You can see the Tower of the Americas, although they don't actually go to the tower. You see it in the background in some of the scenes. The Japanese tea garden is referred to the Japanese sunken gardens in the movie, where Davy meets up with Rice. You have the Tower of Life building, which is a very prominent building. It sits vacant now. looks like they were doing some work on it. But some interesting information about that when it was built. Excuse me. Up at the top of the building, you can see it just vaguely in the movie. There's old school gargoyles at the top of the building. And then at the bottom on the lower levels, there's a series of scary faces that the architect of the building built to keep away evil spirits, or basically bad energy away from the building, if you will. You go to the Alamo. There's a exterior shot of the Alamo. They weren't allowed to film inside the Alamo at the time, so that was done later on at a soundstage. I mentioned the riverboat tour. There's the Arneson River Theater that you see in the movie while they're on the riverboat tour, which is also seen in Miss Congeniality. There is the Alamo I mentioned, which is also seen in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's a great movie, and there's other landmarks throughout the film. There's one scene where you see like an old school sky lift, like a ski lift, mountain lift, that obviously is not there now. So it was really neat going to these filming locations. If you're on my TikTok, if you scroll down, I'll try to pin the video. I did a before and after, or a then and now video. So this is the Vinegar Syndrome VSU edition of Cloak and Dagger. You have Davy and Kim. You have some people that Davy runs across. You have Jack Flack. You have Morris on the back here. You have some game dice, the Atari controller, and of course the Assassins. This is my first VSU purchase that I've ever gotten. I found this aftermarket on eBay. You open this up and you have here from the Atari cabinet game Agent X from Cloak and Dagger, which is who Jack Flack is based off of. In the movie, he actually refers, or he makes a statement about being on a certain mission when he went by Agent X. We'll get back to the actual 4K and Blu-ray in a minute. This is just really neat. You have the game over in here. This is a Cloak and Dagger manual. You have the classified here. You have the Cloak and Dagger logo there. And this just has some really neat photos from the movie. You have Davy and Jack Flack there. This is actually taken on the Riverwalk there in San Antonio. Here is a picture where Kim and Davy are fleeing at the Japanese tea garden. Again, Dabney Coleman as Jack Flack, who's just excellent in this movie in a dual role as Jack Flack and Davy's father. This is the original poster and box art. So again, great movie. A lot of people talk about, they can't believe that, they did this movie, that it couldn't be made today. I don't necessarily think that's true. I know kids and violence maybe have been frowned upon. As I mentioned, Henry Thomas being in E.T., I know there was some controversy with one of the E.T. physical media releases where Elliot and his friends are trying to get away with E.T., and E.T. uses his E.T. powers to raise the bikes over the cops. There's a scene where the cops are holding like shotguns or rifles or pistols or whatever, and they went in and digitally removed the guns and put like walkie-talkies or something else to make it less violent. But, it is what it is. Violence exists in movies, and sometimes kids are involved in this. Even for the time, and definitely by today's standard, it wasn't that intense, in my opinion. So we have the slipcase here, the slipcover. You got the Ultra Atari. Again, you have the Cloak and Dagger logo there, and it centers around this. The movie is all about this Atari cartridge that has this extra microchip in it. And then the case itself for the movie is done up almost like a replica of the Atari cartridge. And there's a neat little bait and switch, if you will, involving the Atari cartridge in the movie. And then, of course, the set comes with the Blu-ray and the 4K. Now, I did watch the 4K release of this, and then I popped in the Blu-ray just to skip through it. My TV is a Hisense TV, 58-inch. I couldn't tell a huge difference, but I just got that TV back in December. I haven't really messed around with a whole lot of the settings, but the movie looked beautiful. And then this slipcover is done up like a game case that would have a game cartridge, to include a little price tag up here. So, have you guys seen Cloak and Dagger? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments if you would. Give me a like, follow, comment, anything that would help me grow the page, grow the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And check out Cloak and Dagger. It's available to stream now on Prime for about $4. The standard release DVD, Blu-ray, 4K are still available on Amazon. But to get the Vinegar Syndrome VSU edition, you're going to have to get that aftermarket. I did find this on eBay for about I found it on Marketplace for about $15 cheaper than the cheapest price I saw on eBay. So went ahead and picked it up. So hope you guys enjoy. Again, let me know what you think about it. Cloak and Dagger. Have a good one. Take care, guys.